What if I told you that on a single day in 1453, the medieval world died and the modern age began? The fall of Constantinople didn't just mark the end of an empire. It shattered Europe's understanding of itself and launched humanity into a new era. May 29th, 1453, the Eastern Mediterranean. For over 1,000 years, Constantinople has stood as the jewel of the Byzantine Empire, the last remnant of ancient Rome. Its massive walls, built by Emperor Theodosius in the 5th century, have never been breached. The city controls the vital trade route between Europe and Asia, making it one of the wealthiest places on Earth. But now, those legendary walls face their greatest test. Outside the city, a 21-year-old Ottoman Sultan named Mehmed II commands an army of 80,000 men. Inside, Emperor Constantine XI leads fewer than 7,000 defenders. The odds are overwhelming, but Constantinople's walls have protected the city for over a millennium. Surely they'll hold again. Mehmed isn't just any conqueror. He's obsessed with taking Constantinople, calling himself the heir to Caesar himself. He spent years planning this siege, studying every failed attempt before him. The young sultan knows that capturing this city will make him legendary. More importantly, it'll give the Ottomans complete control over trade between East and West. The siege begins on April 6, 1453. Mehmed deploys the largest cannons ever built. His master engineer, a Hungarian named Orban, creates a massive bronze cannon that's 27 feet long and fires stone balls weighing 1,200 pounds. The sound of these cannons can be heard for miles. When they fire, the earth shakes like an earthquake. But the walls of Constantinople are 12 feet thick. Even Mehmed's super cannons make only small dents. The defenders repair the damage each night, working frantically to patch the holes. Constantine himself works alongside his men, carrying stones and mortar. He knows that if the city falls, Christian Europe faces an existential threat. Weeks pass. The siege drags on. Mehmed grows frustrated. His cannons are wearing out faster than the walls are breaking down. Some of his advisors suggest retreating, but the young sultan has a brilliant, audacious plan that no one expects. On April 22nd, something impossible happens. Ottoman ships appear in the Golden Horn, the protected harbor behind Constantinople's seawall. But how? The Byzantines have stretched a massive chain across the harbor mouth. No enemy fleet has ever penetrated this defense. Mehmed has done the unthinkable. Under cover of darkness, his men drag 70 ships overland, across a hill, and down into the Golden Horn. They use wooden rollers, oxen, and thousands of workers. It's an engineering marvel that catches the defenders completely off guard. Now Constantinople faces attack from both land and sea. The psychological impact is devastating. The Byzantines always counted on the Golden Horn for protection and supply. Now Ottoman ships control their lifeline. Morale plummets. Some defenders begin to whisper about surrender, but Constantine refuses to give up. On May 28th, the night before the final assault, he addresses his remaining troops. His words echo through history. It is better to die in battle than to live to see the impious and infidel Turk desecrate the holy places and trample the cross underfoot. May 29th arrives. At dawn, Mehmed launches his final assault. Wave after wave of Ottoman soldiers crash against the walls. The first attack uses irregular troops meant to exhaust the defenders. The second wave brings elite Anatolian soldiers, but the third wave changes everything. The Janissaries advance. These are the Ottoman Empire's elite warriors, taken as children and trained for warfare. They're disciplined, fearless, and absolutely loyal to the Sultan. As they charge, their battle cry shakes the very foundations of the city. Then disaster strikes the defenders. A small gate called the Kirka Porta has been left unlocked. Ottoman soldiers pour through this tiny opening. At almost the same moment, a cannonball creates a breach in the main wall. The two-pronged breakthrough overwhelms the exhausted defenders. Constantine fights to the very end. Throwing off his imperial regalia, he charges into the melee with sword in hand. His body is later found among the common soldiers, identified only by his purple boots. The last Roman emperor dies as he lived, fighting for his city. By noon, it's over. Ottoman flags fly from Constantinople's highest towers. The city that had survived for over 1,000 years has fallen in a single morning. Mehmed enters through the same gate that Constantine once used, fulfilling his dream of becoming Caesar of Rome. The immediate consequences are staggering. The Ottoman Empire now controls the Bosphorus, the crucial waterway linking Europe and Asia. All trade between East and West must pass through Ottoman territory. Venice and Genoa, Europe's great maritime powers, see their profits disappear overnight. But the long-term impact transforms the world. European merchants can no longer rely on traditional trade routes to Asia. They must find new paths to the spices, silks, and treasures of the East. This desperate search for alternatives drives the age of exploration. Columbus sails west, trying to reach Asia by crossing the Atlantic. Da Gama rounds Africa, seeking a sea route to India. These voyages, sparked by Constantinople's fall, lead Europeans to the Americas, forever changing human history. The fall of one city triggers the discovery of entire continents. The intellectual impact is equally profound. Byzantine scholars flee westward, bringing with them ancient Greek texts that had been preserved in Constantinople's libraries. These manuscripts fuel the Renaissance, spreading classical knowledge throughout Europe. The fall of the Byzantine Empire, ironically, helps revive classical learning in the West. Mehmed transforms Constantinople into Istanbul, making it the capital of his expanding empire. He rebuilds the city, constructing magnificent mosques and palaces. The Hagia Sophia, Christianity's greatest cathedral, becomes a mosque. This symbolic transformation represents Islam's triumph over Christianity in the East. For Europe, the fall creates an existential crisis. The Ottoman Empire now sits at Europe's doorstep, controlling access to Asian trade. European powers must unite against this new threat, gradually forming the alliances that will shape international politics for centuries. The fall of Constantinople proves that no fortress is impregnable, no empire eternal. It shows how military innovation, strategic brilliance, and sheer determination can overcome seemingly impossible odds. Most importantly, it demonstrates how a single event can redirect the entire course of human civilization. When those walls finally crumbled on May 29, 1453, they didn't just end the Byzantine Empire. They ended the medieval world and forced humanity to discover new continents, new trade routes, and new ways of thinking about the world. Sometimes, the fall of one city truly can change everything.